Hi everyone. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And is my presentation shared?
Yep, it's checked.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Let's. I think that it's time. Let's start. Um, this workshop was about the implementing the rescue team using Python. It's a hands-on activity, so we will. I will give a brief explanation of the its structure, the Python framework structure, and in the rest, Ina will assess you on how to implement an agent, how to run a server, how to implement an agent using the Python. And the presenters are me, Rashid, and Ina. So I'm going to start with the RoboCup Rescue Server Communication System because it's the basic of our work. So previously, the RoboCup Rescue simulation server used communication based on TCP. And as it was a custom protocol that developer used, there were many limitations and we couldn't be able to add new features, new servers. And it provide many limitations for us. So due to we improved our servers this year and add and changed its communication protocol, and we use the communication based on protobuf, Google protobuf. Sorry, I may write. Let me correct it here. I post on. Okay, now it's better. Yeah. Again. Yeah. So we improved and changed its communication protocol, and we replaced it with protobuf. If I give you a brief explanation of the protobuf, it's a Google language natural and platform, which is make us to easily extend and serialize the structured data. Like it's like XML or JSON, but it's very fast and it's small and simpler. So you need to just structure your data and then use a special generated source code, which this protocol generate, and then transfer it using on the network and easily read it and write it. So based on this protocol, you can use any programming languages like Java, Python, C, C++, and many others. And using this protocol made us so we can easily um, able to provide new agent frameworks, which is easily connected to the server. If I give a the uh, the tools that we use for developing agents. Currently, previously we had two tools, which was the server sample agent. It was based on Java, and then the Japanese teams developed the agent development framework, which is also based on Java. And currently, we developed a new one, which is based on Python. So I'm going to give more details about the structure of the server. Imagine the structure of server is like this picture. There's a server core and many sub-simulators, which is tightly coupled to this server core. So developing any new server or any module need to use the RCRS core, and this made us and it's made many limitations to developers, because using the RCRS core is not it's a little bit complicated. And as you can see, if we imagine that the sample agent structure, it's like this image, and it's also tightly coupled to the RCRS core. So without rescue simulation core, we cannot develop sample agent. And also about the Java agent development framework, it is also use the RCRS core, rescue simulation server core. So so without the core, also developers are not able to develop their agents. But in Python, we try to not use the rescue simulation core. We use the protobuf communication, and we are not coupled to the server core, and so developers are able to easily develop their agents and yeah, and go on. So the Python framework is like this. We have a communication module which is communicating with the server, and an agent module which get the information from communication and process it, then return back the results. So we have 4 agents, which is derived from agent, center agent, ambulance team, fire brigade, and police force. So, and the agents is using the command module, word model, entities, and message. It is very easy, and we can easily use by developers. These information was based on I consider that you will be in our previous workshop. So I'm considering that you are familiar with the basics of the rescue simulation. So I did not give the details information, as this workshop is based on hands-on activity. So we are going to go more details in code with Dina, and let's see how we develop an agent using the Python. Until here, if you have any questions, please open your microphone and ask. Okay, no question? Dina?
Thank you,
Are you
Farshad.
okay?
Yes, I can take it from here. Have a safe flight. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so hi, everyone. Let me start to share my screen. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so as Farshad explained, the main difference here is that we are using protobuf, and this allows us to send the messages and receive them and send objects in those messages that can be serialized and deserialized into objects in different programming languages. So we started with Python. So in this case, we are able to run the simulator in Java and run the agents in Python, and they can communicate through protobuf by sending and receiving messages to each other. So what I will do here is I have a new virtual machine that doesn't have the Python setup installed on it, and we will go through this exercise together. And let me know if you're running into any issues. So first step, of course, is that we have the simulator itself set up and able to run. So if you don't have that, you will need to do that. But I will move on from this step to the Python stuff. So can you see the terminal? Can you see everything? Okay. Let me know if you can see anything. So basically, I'll install the Python dependencies. Thank you. So, and then we will clone our repositories and take a closer look to them. And you can do the same thing either now or at your time later. Okay. So those are our main dependencies. And sorry, I want to switch to another window. So I guess you're already familiar with this. So basically here, we have two repositories for Python. We have Python core and Python sample agent. And if we take a look at the Python core repository, what it has is implementations of the entities that we want to pass in the messages so that we are able to translate them from Java to Python. Yes, I will share. I will share the commands. Yes. We have a deck that has all of this, and also it's here in the documentation. In the README of the repository, there is the all the prerequisites what we need to install. Yes. Okay, let me put the URL in the chat. So this is the core, and there is the other one. This is the server. This is the sample agents. Thanks, Louise, for sharing the slides as well. Okay. Yeah, so for the core, we have our basic entities for like the world model objects, all of them. This is like the translation of them in Python so that we are able to parse them and read the world model and get all the properties correctly. And we have also the agents and other entities. So basically everything that we were getting in the messages, we have a Python implementation for it here. You wouldn't need to change anything in the core. We import it in the other repository, which is the sample agent. So the core stays as is, we don't change that. Your changes go into the sample agent. So let's go back to the slides. So now we installed the dependencies. we can clone both the, we don't need to clone the core, but I just clone it because then maybe I need to check something in the code. But you don't even need that. You only need the sample agent to develop it, your agents. Okay. So next, let me start the test map on the server side. And we can go into the sample Python agents and use this command to connect the agents. So if we put -1 for each type, this means connect all agents. If we put a specific number, so in this case, we know that it's only one agent of each type, then only one will connect. Sorry, I need yeah, this is a typo actually in the README. I need to fix that. So wait. 1 second. We need to get the requirements. Okay, it's good that we tried that together. So we need in the sample agents, yeah, we need to install the requirements. So this will let us import. So if we open this requirements.txt, it will let us import the core so that we are able to use it. Okay. And then we should be able to connect the agents. So if we take a look here, they got connected. And now it found no more agents. And if we check here, so what we did here is we have our sample agents, which are dummy. The Python agents, they're not doing anything. They're doing a random move. We can open the code and take a look at it. And what you can do is you can override all of those methods. So each agent in Python has the pre-compute, has the think, and similar as what we had in Java, you will need to implement those methods in the Python code. And those are our Python agents in this case, sample ones that are running in the simulator. Any questions so far? Did anyone try the steps and hit any issues? Like, please let me know if you're hitting any issues in setting up or even later, not now, just send us on the mailing list and we can assist you. Okay, so if we take a closer look at the code itself, it's pretty simple. So the changes need to go into this repository, sample agent. And if we go here, we have all of our agents where you need to implement the methods inside them. So let's say if I open this one, you see there's nothing happening in pre-compute. Think is just doing a send move. So I'm not sure if we have a clear documentation on what methods are provided here. So this is all implemented in the core. So all of those methods, if we go in the Python core, we will see that they are implemented in the agents and we can override them. So those are the commands that an agent in Python can do. Which is similar to what we have in Java. And what we want is to override all of those in the Python agents. any questions so far. Don't think I had anything else on the slides. Yeah. Yeah, this is just explaining the commands. So I put -1 to run them. I didn't set the pre-compute because no pre-compute is implemented, but we can enable that if it was there and it would run. So yeah, so all your changes go into the agents, those agents. And there's nothing else you need to change. So you can add your own implementations for like clustering, pathfinding, whatever you want to do, and use it here instead of the Java version of it. So this was quicker than I thought. So I don't know if anyone has any anything that you want us to dive deeper into, because I'm assuming that people know already. Like I'm going into the Python part only, not overall the simulator or the details of the agents implementation.
Okay. I have a question. You have now nicely Python code. What's very nice also in Python that you can make Jupyter notebooks is the logic of your fire brigade and your police brigade so that you could make Jupyter notebooks for the different functions that you have to implement, that you can guide new programmers to the different functions.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. That's a great idea. So yeah, what we have now is very basic, and we can definitely add more stuff that can guide new joiners to, like, yeah, how to use it. So yes, definitely agree. And Jupyter notebooks are, yeah, that's good as well. Thank you. Any other feedback, comment, question, suggestion? Did anyone get a chance to try those commands and try to run it, or no? All right then. So I don't think I have anything else to share. I know this is supposed to be 2 hours, but well, setting it up is pretty simple. So that's a good thing. And I'm available online. So for the next like hour and a half, I'll be here. If you tried it and ran into any issues, let us know in the chat or unmute yourself. I'll be here. Just shout out if you have any issues.